Hi everyone, we are here at Minnesota State Fair. This is the biggest, largest event of the year.
2 million people.
2 million people, wow. And we are here, we secured the spot. We have amazing exhibit. We have a Luna, which is a AI connected hologram that is real estate assistant and can answer any questions.
Yeah, that's right. Probably the only AI-powered holographic avatar at the State Fair.
Yeah, this technology came straight from UK. I met the founder. I love the technology. I was fascinated to learn, and now we brought it to Minnesota. And that was not an easy project. And do you remember the time when I brought it to you and
Yeah,
we brainstormed?
yeah, it kind of started really with just an idea. You had seen this Luna. You had seen Luna. I don't even know where you saw her. Where did you see her?
Well, actually, I went to New York and I saw them in real action, like how they use it. A lot of right now in Miami airport, they have one.
Right.
And the founder is a good friend of mine. And I said, hey, like, I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it's going to be so complex.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know what to do with it. You know, Andrey had a good idea. He said, this is really cool. This is a holographic avatar, life-size, and you can talk to it and you can ask it questions about real estate or about home selling or about even our company, and it answers, and that's pretty neat. But we had to figure out exactly how to use it in marketing and actually create a event around it.
Yeah, and it was also not cheap. So first of all, it takes a lot of time, coordination, efforts, and collaboration. So let's just give a scope of work so people can understand what it takes to get to State Fair and to bring what we have here.
Yeah, for sure. So it started with the idea of, could we do something with Luna? At the same time, we were thinking about how to do an experiential activation for Homestead Road. You know, we advertise a lot on TV, on the radio, in outdoor, we send postcards, but we wanted a way to really go out and touch people and talk to them and engage them directly about the brand. So when Andrey brought the idea of Luna, you know, we thought, well, how can we create an experience where we can, you know, focus on her, use her, but really use it as a catalyst to get out and into the world and engage with future customers. So we had this idea to engage this company called Street Factory. Street Factory is a company based in Minnesota. They work with big national brands, all kinds of big companies that everyone would know, and they design and build custom experiences. So we brought them the idea of Luna, and we said, well, how do we turn this into a marketing event? How do we turn this into something bigger than, you know, this AI hologram? And so they started brainstorming, and what they really added was a really good key idea that you see executed now here. They had the idea to gamify it, to make it kind of more of a game, to make it interactive. And I thought that was a great idea. Then we just had to figure out, what is the game and what does it look like? So Andrey brought Luna from Hypervision in London. I brought in Street Factory. Street Factory had the idea for a game. They came up with the name for the game, How's It Going? Which I think is really good.
I love the name, by the way. How's it going?
How's it going? Which is when everyone says already, before they even get here. So they had a great name. I asked them to design the booth. They did the first design. I really liked the lights all around it. I told them I wanted the lights to flash, so now the lights flash, which is exciting. So they designed this, and then they went and engineered it. They engineered and built this whole wall and all the electronics and the integration of the technology from Hypervision, which is really cool. And then I kind of designed the game, like wrote the questions. So we wrote questions that, you know, use Homestead Road talking points, different features of our service, the way we help people sell as is, the way we take stress out of the process. So we wrote some questions up. Another good idea that we had that you see in the final execution is hiring a host. So I knew, first of all, that Andrey and I didn't want to stand at the fair for 12 days and talk to people. We needed other people to do it. But we need people who are really good at engaging an audience. And they were, you know, kind of fun people that were outgoing. So we hired John, and tomorrow we'll have Lisa. John is the in-stadium host for the Timberwolves and the Lynx. So he is on the court all day long, every game, running contests.
And it's nice that people come in and like say,
They know
him. Yeah.
Yeah, they know him. And then Lisa, who will be here tomorrow, she's a premier stand-up comedian and also well-known in the city. So they're good at improvising, they're good at talking to people, and they kind of create some personality, which is great. So we kind of put this all together between Homestead Road and myself, my company, Sheepdog, Hypervision, which has the technology. It's very interesting. That whole team is based internationally. Most of them are Poland, actually, and they're great to work with. We text with them at all hours. Their tech support team is available to us. And then we bring in Street Factory and these great hosts and the rest of the Homestead Road team, and we have a whole activation here.
Yeah, that's amazing process. I'm pretty sure that people are curious, like, how long does it take to pull this project off?
Well, I would say we were working on this probably since February or March, so about 6 months. Now, one part I didn't talk about yet was getting into the fair.
Yeah,
That's actually not easy, so that's probably what we're talking about for a second. When we had the whole idea, we didn't know where we could put this on, and we thought about going to shopping malls, right? So going to a shopping mall and you set it up in the middle of the mall, and that would be okay. But we really said the ideal place to do this would be the State Fair, because 2 million people, great cross section of Minnesotans come here. They want to learn about new things. They're looking for cool new attractions. They like prizes, right? They like winning things. So we had the idea to apply to the State Fair. It's famously difficult to get a space at the State Fair, very competitive. And everyone we asked said, oh, it'll take years to get into the State Fair. But we wrote an application that highlighted how innovative this was and how unique it was, because I don't think there's another AI-driven holographic avatar at the fair, right?
Yeah, we're the only one.
We're the only one of one.
Yeah.
So we said, hey, this is really unique. It's a high-tech experience in a environment that is very traditional. You have the same things year after year, which people like, and we like that too. But we thought we could bring something new and innovative, and the fair people agreed, so they gave us this great space.
Yeah. So David, let's talk a little bit about, I have a lot of friends in house buying industry, and everyone has a very generic name that generates leads. Let's say Joe buys houses, Bobby buys houses, right? And like we have a really hard job with the Homestead Road name to tell people like what we do right away. Right? So help us to understand what it takes to and why we're doing this.
Well, it's interesting that you started by saying a lot of people have home buying companies that with very functional names. We buy houses.
Yeah, you really understand, like, hey, we know what you do.
Right, the home guys, right?
Yeah.
Not to pick on them, but companies with very, very specific names. We have a different kind of name, Homestead Road, but it's really smart because, the truth about business and marketing is it's not about being the same as everyone else. It's about being different than everybody else and having a unique proposition. So starting with our name, we have a unique name. We have a new logo on our shirts.
Yeah, if you notice, like there is a little house with an H, and like that's very memorable.
Yeah, it's memorable and it's bright and it's optimistic, like we are. But we kind of start with this different kind of name, and then we want to have a different proposition and a proposition that we talk about really consistently. So that's how we try to get people to remember us. So we have a tagline, feel the joy of selling stress-free. Feel the joy of selling stress-free. So that says a lot, right? It says, first of all, this is going to be a fun, joyful, easy, simple, stress-free experience. And we say that we're gonna help you sell. So, when you see our name and you see our line, feel the joy of selling stress-free, it all comes together. It completes, kind of the promise. We're gonna help you sell your house and we're gonna make it easy and stress-free. So using that idea and really consistently talking about that in our ads, in our billboards, in a event like this where we're talking to people, keeping the message really simple and really consistent, that helps us become known for that service and helps differentiate us from all those other guys.
Yeah, so the companies, if you're small companies, it's really hard to differentiate yourself because you want to have direct leads. People need to understand. So what advice would you recommend when someone wants to name a company? Because when I named the company, I wanted to name the company because from the beginning, I said we want to, at one point, we're going to become a public company with $1 billion or more revenue, and that's why our name is Homestead Road, not Joe Buys Phones.
Well, honestly, there are a lot of different naming strategies that can work. There is no one that's right. You know, some brand names are very, very functional, and that can be very successful. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Now we know what they do, right?
Yes.
But you can have names that are much more metaphorical. Amazon.
Yeah.
Right? Metaphorical.
Google. What's that? Yeah.
Google, you got made up words, Google. You can have a metaphor that's evocative, Apple, right? Apple has nothing to do with technology or computers or phones, but it's a very accessible, very relatable, very friendly kind of name. And I think that was the genius that Steve Jobs had when you named it that. So names can be, can have a lot of different qualities. They can be very descriptive, they can be very functional, they can be very far out and metaphorical. There's no one right way to do it. What is important is the meaning that you build into the name, and building that meaning in a consistent and differentiating way.
Yeah, I think at some point we had a lot of troubles to explain what we do, and we wanted to promote Feel the Joy meaning, and then we decided, okay, we remember when we did the marketing study, and we decided that we need to have a name and the message. Feel the joy of selling stress-free.
Right.
Explain what we do with other tagline.
And once you engage people, you have a chance to tell them more. So, you have to start a relationship with a new customer by maybe telling them your overall proposition, right? So here, this brochure is a good example. Go from old home to sold home, okay? That's, 7 words or something like that. And that really explains in very succinctly what we do. Take your old house and make it go, right? And then feel the joy of selling stress-free. But when you open this up, you see what makes us different, and you open it up further and you learn about our process, and you learn about all of the good reviews we have and all of the awards that we've won. And when you get to the back of it, you have a chance to go to our website and fill out a form and contact us. So we try to take people through kind of a journey, but you have to start by hooking them and getting them interested so that they can be open to learning more. And that's what we do in marketing, and that's, I think, what Homestead Road does, is it works with people. Get them interested, hook them, but then try to educate them and engage them further.
Yeah, that's, thank you, David. And we're looking forward, today's day 1. We still have 11 days to go. We had a lot of great customers. People were interacting with Luna. In fact, the interaction right now in the moment. Yeah. And it was nice to talk to people. A lot of people have a house or situation when they just wanna get rid of the house and go the easy way. And we gave away a lot of brochures, and we'll see how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, we're gonna meet a lot of people over the next 12 days. I can't believe there are 12 more days.
Yes.
11 more days.
Yeah, well, David, thank you very much for that partnership, and appreciate you.